Alright, this is the fourth presentation I'm making about Mewgenics. I'd recommend watching the first three first, because it'll give you a better sense of the game, but you can also just watch this video. I'll describe everything. The game comes out 10th February 2026, and you should wishlist it on Steam. And this presentation is going to be about Afflictions. So Afflictions are negative modifiers that are put onto a cat, but they can also have a small upside as well. They're passive modifiers, so they're always active, they don't cost any mana, and they can be acquired in many ways in Mewgenics. And this presentation will go through all the different types of afflictions. So the first one is diseases. Now these are acquired on adventures, usually through physical contact with an enemy or NPC, or by eating something that's contaminated or rotten. Now, example of this would be rabies, where your cat's basic attack becomes a melee attack, even if it wasn't before. And each time combat is complete, the cat gains +1 strength, but -1 intelligence as well. Then there's physical disorders, which are acquired through physical trauma, only on adventures. An example of this would be charred, which gives a cat +4 armor and bruise 1, which means that every time damage is taken by the cat, they take an extra bit of damage as well, depending on what type of bruise it is. If it's bruise 1, it's only 1 extra damage. Next, we have mental disorders, which are acquired through mental trauma or adventures, or they can be passed down from parents who have mental disorders onto their kittens. Now, these don't affect a cat's appearance at all, but an example of this would be depression, which gives all stats down to the cat, but anything adjacent to the cat gains -2 to all stats while they're adjacent. Once they move away, they'll go away. Next is parasites, which can be acquired in many ways, like a cat orgy or by eating poop. These give stat changes depending on what kind of parasite it is, and they take up one of your item slots, which means you will not be able to use that item slot from then on because they can't be removed. An example of this would be Pinworm, which takes over the neck armor slot and gives -2 strength and -2 constitution, but every time the cat takes damage, it spawns a maggot familiar which will fight alongside your cats. Then there's mutations, which are very rarely acquired from breeding or are found in strays, but they're more commonly acquired through interacting with toxic waste, radiation, or toxic furniture. These can be passed down to future cats as well. An example of this would be ram horns, which means melee attacks gain +1 knockback. Then there's birth defects, which are very rare unless a cat is born through inbreeding or is born near radiation. An example of this would be webbed toes, which gives -2 speed, but water tiles don't slow the cat down. Normally a water tile will cost 2 speed instead of 1, but for this cat it won't. Then finally, we have curses, which can range from magical disorders to cursed items that can't be removed, similar to parasites. Now, these are very rare to acquire. Now, example of this would be a child's skull, which is a head armor that gives it +1 armor and turns the cat's attack into a short-range, low-damage projectile called Tear. You can probably see the reference that is. And that's Afflictions. These are all my references or where I got the information. From Edmund McMillen's YouTube videos, Tyler Glell's Twitch stream, which is now on Edmund McMillen's YouTube channel. There's the Mewgenics Steam page, which gives out monthly updates. There's one coming out tomorrow, I believe. There's the Mewgenics Wiki, which compiles all that information that we get into one easy-to-use place. There's Mewgenics Discord, which got a lot of people talking about Mewgenics. And then there's the IGN preview video. All these are linked in the description. And that's it. You can go wishlist Mewgenics now. It comes out 10th of February 2026.